starring Megan Thee Stallion, Farley Mccarler, and Scarlett McFarlane. Wait, and Scarlett McCarley is. It's just changed again, didn't it? I feel like this is the kind of thing that you would like pitch to Disney and then like see how much you can get away with. Let me see if I can show these children being brutally murdered on screen. Oh, that's cool, Disney? Okay, thanks. You can do anything you want with Farley McCarler. It's a show that you pitch as like, this is a show about a 10-year-old girl and her Spanish nanny. But she only speaks Spanish, and then Disney's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, so in episode 2, I want to age them up 30 years. So the nanny's now like 90 years old and has a gun for a hand, and Farley is 40. Okay, that's fine. And it's the zombie apocalypse. Oh yeah, this is getting a little weird, but sure. It does so well at the box office because every episode airs in theaters, by the way. It's a whole affair where you have to pay like $6.99 for a ticket to go in. And it's up on the big silver screen because they're all in black and white. And then Disney's like, okay, you're getting us like a couple $1 million a day. Like, this is awesome and cool. What's next on the agenda for Farley McCarler's Epic Adventure? That's the name of the show, by the way. And at this point, we've introduced Scarlett McCarlet, and obviously, she's the one that trapped them in there, and she's sending her horde of zombie grandmas after Megan Thee Stallion. So in this episode, we introduce Megan Thee Stallion, and she's like this badass lady who survives in the apocalypse by doing the that she does all the time, doing that towards zombies, and they just die instantly, right? And so, God, this is unintelligible. Yeah, this is the video that's gonna make you go viral. People are gonna be like, his friend is so stoned, it's hilarious. No, I'm perfect sober right now. And so, right, Scarlett McCarlet, I mean, is sending the zombies after Farley McCarler and her Spanish nanny, who at this point is still unnamed. We find out at the start of season 2 that her name is Maria, and she has a tragic backstory. But that's for season 2, where the Disney execs are okay with that. We continue with this video game cartridge plot for the rest of the season, actually, and it just becomes a full-on Hollow clone. And so at the end of the season, right, it's revealed that they were in the video game the whole time because everyone's obviously forgotten about Season 1, Episode 2 by the end of Season 1, Episode 46. And so that's like the final part of Season 1. And so, right, at the end of Season 1, it's revealed that they're in the game. And so they escape the game with the help of Megan Thee Stallion, and episodes now are about 5.5 hours in length. About 3 feature films, if you will, right? So we're putting out these 5.5 hour episodes. There are 8 different actors who play Farley McCarler. It's absolutely glorious. They look completely different. 4 of them are blonde, and 1 of them's a brunette. And you can never tell exactly whose line it is because we dub in the wrong voice all the time. Obviously, I'm the writer, director, editor, photographer, videographer, and lead of Farley McCarler's Epic Adventure. I play the unintroduced character, Smartphone. It's just a smartphone. Then we get the whole episode about Maria's backstory and the fact that she's named Maria. The episode's simply titled Maria. There's no audio. At this point, Disney has completely transitioned from children's shows to being like the next Cartoon Network, so we have to do a fully animated season. And Farley McCarler gets a spin-off about Smartphone once he's introduced. And it's the worst shit ever. It's awful. It has a continuous plot. None of the main characters that everyone hates show up, and so obviously it does horribly at the box office, right? It only makes like 4 cents from me buying 4 tickets. At this point, Jeff Bezos has started charging me every time I say his name in this video, and so from this point on, we're just going to be calling him Santa Claus. So Santa Claus, he calls me up one day in the middle of a meeting, and he's like, hey, you know, I saw your video back in 2020 about Farley McCarler, and I really like this idea that you had for it to be animated for a season. and then to have all of the animated characters be revealed that they're actually in a game this entire time. A game within a game, if you will. Similar to that show called The Hollow. I don't know if you've heard of it, but and so we've got this actor and animator. His name's AJ. I don't know if you've ever met him. I'm not. This video that I saw was by someone called Mustangs. They're obviously not related at all, and so they bring you on board to do concept art for all the new characters, including Smartphone's upgraded body, Johnny Hotbody. That's his name. And then at the end of the season, they replace every character with you. They just mocap every character to be you. They do like the shitty 2012 animations, you know? The budget at this point is probably like $4 million a day. Not even including shooting, writing, directing, and acting. That's just my salary. At this point, I'm richer than Jeff Bezos, and I decide I'm gonna buy out Disney. I'm gonna rename this McCarley Enterprises. We need Farley Mccarler to become like a brand name, you know? So we've got Farley Enterprises now. The household name everybody loves and knows and holds dear to their hearts. It's their favorite thing. It's everyone's favorite thing, right? Everyone owns Farley brand TVs, tables, and at this point, I've invested in microchip technology, right? And so I put Farley brand microchips in everyone's heads. No, dude! The whole bit is that I'm just saying more and more absurd shit. No, dude! Okay, so at this point, I'm just gonna keep going. At this point, I've invested in microchip technology after buying out Disney from Jeff Bezos, right? And so we're in season 10 of Farley Mccarler's epic adventure, and I still can't get her name right. Butch Hartman, the guy who made Fairly Odd Parents, to start doing concept art with you, and he's like, "What if we made microchips?" And I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. And so you start manufacturing microchips by 3D printing them out of ceramics, obviously. And so what we end up doing, right, we go in and we implant these microchips into every newborn child, every elderly woman, every single person on the planet. They get to live out Farley Mccarler. They all become characters inside of the simulation. That is Farley Mccarler, and eventually everyone starts thinking like, wait a minute, this is so cool, I'm just gonna do this all the time. And so people start living in there. It's like Ready Player One, right? And so then it's revealed that this was all inside of a simulation, just like The Hollow. I bet you never heard of that show. This was all inside of a simulation, except for the parts where I was talking to Jeff Bezos and getting paid, obviously. And so I decided to go back into season 1 and make some revisions.
Wait, how many people were put into the simulation, though? That's
everyone, obviously.
Everyone.
Everyone knows about this now. And this is at the end of season 10. It's revealed that the whole thing, like even the behind the scenes, extra credit, yep, this was an assignment for school somehow. That's all in the simulation. And so I've been getting paid by Jeff Bezos in Bitcoin this whole time, actually. And so I have enough money to actually buy out Disney from Walt Disney himself. He's still alive in this timeline. And so I make Farley Mccarler becomes an actual Disney show, right? And we start back in season 1. Just gonna give you a quick catch up to season 10 so that you can follow the plot, right? So season 1, we meet Farley Mccarler and her nanny, who only speaks Spanish. The whole first season is actually taking place inside of a video game, but we don't find that out until the end. And they've been put in there by their arch nemesis, Scarlett Mccarler, right? And they meet Megan Thee Stallion at the very end of this episode, this last episode, and she goes, body yaddy 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 ow. and then they're like, wow, you're such a powerful ally. We'd love to have you on our team. And then they go and beat up Scarlett Mccarler. And in doing so, they unknowingly unleash the Elder Gods upon this like parallel Earth. Right? And they're like, oh no, we have to team up in order to save ourselves and the world. And so they save themselves by going into our Earth, the one in which we're making Farley McCarler. But it's still, like, not real yet. Don't worry. And so that's season 2. So season 3, they're in our world, and they start engineering it so that they can go back to fighting each other. And they do, and we get to hear Maria's awesome backstory in an episode simply titled Maria. It's all in black and white.